NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang responds to the Intel-AMD x86 alliance, says it is necessary to keep the architecture alive. NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang has responded to the newly merged x86 alliance involving Intel and AMD, stating that such a step is necessary to keep x86 alive. Intel, AMD and others form an x86 alliance to counter growing market competition. NVIDIA believes that it is a necessary step. We recently reported on how Intel, AMD, and several other mainstream companies formed an x86 advisory group with the intent of moving together to progress the future of the architecture and ensure cross-compatibility between platforms. When the news initially surfaced, it was claimed that this move indirectly combats the influence of NVIDIA over the AI markets. And interesting, Jensen himself has responded to the alliance, via CRN, and here's what he had to say. "We support x86. x86 is very important to us. We support it for PCs, workstations, data centers. And so the fact that the architecture was fragmenting isn't good for the industry. So I love what they're doing. Pulling it together and making sure that x86 remains x86. Otherwise, it's not x86 anymore, so I think it's really terrific what they're doing." NVIDIA's CEO via CRN NVIDIA believes that the x86 segment was growing apart following the industry race, and the alliance group will play its part in ensuring that the x86 segment sticks together for future development. Well, these are quite interesting remarks from Jensen himself, given that one way or another, an Intel-AMD alliance surely bothers NVIDIA since it will now face competition from a group of companies working together, mainly focusing on the AI markets. The x86 alliance development came shortly before Lenovo's Tech World event, and at this particular time, we probably saw Intel's CEO Pat Gelsinger and AMD's CEO Lisa Su together at the same stage for the very first time, and it led us to believe how time has the power to convert enemies into allies. Intel's Pat Gelsinger himself addressed being together with AMD's Lisa Su on stage, and his remarks were pretty interesting and optimistic at the same time. "You all have a front row seat to maybe the first partnership with Intel and AMD," Gelsinger told the crowd. "Some have said, is the x86 done? I'll tell you, rumors of its death are severely exaggerated. We are alive and well and the x86 is thriving." Pat and Lisa Su, chair and CEO of AMD, agree on something. Who'd have thunk it? Intel's Pat Gelsinger via CRN. Well, the x86 alliance comes at a time when the PC markets are struck with the dominance of ARM architecture, with companies such as Qualcomm introducing their solutions that have been a massive hit. Not just this, but NVIDIA and MediaTek are too anticipated to release their IPC chip based on the ARM architecture, which shows that x86 is facing heightened competition with the passage of time, probably the highest it has ever seen.